I think we're live, Al.
All right. Hey,
Hello.
give everybody a minute.
201. Give some people some time to join us here. Guys, not going to lie, I messed up. There is a first for everything, and this was the first time this happened. But I didn't upload all the video, so we're going to change it up a little bit. We are going to. Uh-oh.
Nope, it's all right.
Are we
Just
still
keep talking.
good? Okay.
Yeah.
Uh, we're going to do still 3 watch-alongs, but it is going to be 3 different matches. We're still going to do the Insane Evil versus Dream Police street fight, one of the craziest matches that we've ever put on in company history. But then we have 2 surprise matches as well for you guys. One of them is probably one of the most talked about matches in our company's history as well. Justin M, good to see you on here. We miss you as well. It's been too long since we've had a show, but we can't wait to get back at the Masonic Center or wherever our next show is going to be to put on a show for all of you guys. I think we're still waiting here. Just a couple more minutes.
Yeah, with that, everybody watching right now, if you guys have questions, please ask
Yeah.
anything, almost anything. We'd be happy to answer them. I know today, Dylan, you want to talk a lot about how the company started, and
Yeah, and I think we can still do that maybe after the first Dream Police match, the first match. We can give a little retrospective to a certain degree. Um, but yeah, if there's questions, you guys are always awesome at uh, at giving us kind of stuff to talk about. So it's not just hey watching the match together, which we love doing, but also we want to be able to interact with you guys as well.
absolutely.
Kimmy, I just put that sign at camp at our school. It is absolutely awesome. I don't know if Colucci's even seen it yet. Did you see it?
No.
No, it's this wooden sign that she made us with big ACW logos on it, and it's awesome. Thank you so much. We're gonna hang it at our camp. As soon as we go there and clean up the place a little bit after all this stuff happening and going on. Thank you very very much. It's very very appreciated. All stuff like that. Also, we want to thank you guys very much for supporting us on Pro Wrestling Tees after our last live stream. Um, we hit our record numbers, which is crazy. It's very very recognized and we appreciate it a lot. So, with that, should we get going?
I think so, yeah.
All right, Matt, let's do it, buddy. I remember going into this, the fourth of these guys, like since the start of the company, had such a blood feud going.
Yeah, was a really good rivalry, and they, in a weird way, complemented each other's styles.
Yeah,
Uh, the Dream Police they're so well known for being kind of comedy guys, right? Like they're
yeah,
funny, but when it comes to having when they get put in a feud, and it comes down to actually performing at a high level, and like
yeah.
the feud always seems to fuel them a little bit where they step the game up and they always hit it out of the park. So uh with Dysfunction and Chase McCoy in this whole build up, they were awesome matches. They're a lot of fun to watch. lot of fun to be a part of. I was in a 6-man tag with them.
That was at show 3, I believe.
Yeah, 3 or
I think it
4.
was
It was
show
right
3.
before this.
Yeah, I and that one, you guys killed it too. I remember.
Definitely got his hands full in this one. We also see referee Jimmy Diamond out here as well. Referee Jason J is out here as well.
Oof.
And there's the bell.
Also, Dream Police always had good-looking gear. No
Always.
matter what, they always had awesome gear, awesome custom gear.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about yellow, but
I always said that to him, but they pulled it off.
yeah.
Oh, there's the extremely bright flash bulbs of our former photographer.
Seems like a lot of. It's more than one.
It was
photographer.
no, it was this one guy, but he
No,
like.
there's 2.
Is there? No, that's good old Ryan Brown.
Yes, who does a great job.
Yeah, him and Jesse on all the production of all these videos and DVDs.
So this is ACW 5.
Yeah.
Now here's the fun thing. Maybe we could talk about while this is going on. You have a weird theory on numbering these shows, right? So
I love it.
only certain shows get a number and some don't.
And I don't know why. I think it's because I'll be honest, and only a few people know, but I didn't like the Tanners shows at first because they weren't the best crowds, and they didn't feel like our normal shows. And then so I didn't give them numbers. So I only numbered the Masonic Center shows or cons.
Right.
But then sometimes con I didn't include. It was a weird system that I had.
Right. No fundraiser shows.
No fundraiser shows.
No other outside shows are numbered.
Nothing.
At
Just
all.
Masonic and normal shows. Yep. And it gets very weird. And a lot of like some people confused them and they didn't like it. I just thought it was different, and now a lot of people do it. And I just hated I hated dumb indie named shows.
I do too.
It was so cheesy and just dumb to me.
I agree with you. Oh, that was a good chair shot.
Oof.
I feel the same way. So naming the shows sometimes I think is a detriment to the product, because if we put a number on it and the number's real small on the poster, what carries the show is the talent in the matches that are built. And so, I think ECW, WWF, WWE always had fun names, but then it's like how many companies have the same,
It's constant, and I see it so much of these names, and it's it always comes off to me as kind of cheesy.
Weimer asks, hi Weimer, by the way, he's also on the chat. If you guys have questions, he's going to try to field some of them there.
Yeah, please ask him. He has a lot of inside baseball stuff that we will forget about.
We wish that he had he could be joining us here, but he's joining us there, and it's awesome that he can be part of this as well. He asked, should we start filming Tanner's shows? With how big they've gotten, it's almost disappointing to not be able to watch them again. I agree, but because Tanner's shows have been really, really good in the last year, like we've broken some numbers, some personal.
Oof. Yeah. Fork again. I definitely think that Tanner's shows should be filmed here and there. I don't know about everyone, but I also think that it's almost like a specialty too, where you have to be there, or you're gonna miss.
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
The last few Tanner's shows have been really good. As far as usually Tanner's is like the inside baseball for what we do. Usually we book tanners with 1 or 2 matches that'll really bring the crowd in and people excited, and the rest is just kind of there. It's kind of a testing ground. We put some matches out there to see if we can, if there's some excitement, if 2 guys work well together, things like that. And so lately, Tanner's has been really, really good. We've been having awesome shows, and top to bottom, the cards have been great. So
That last show was so good, and I was so bummed that I missed all of it because of my flight situations. It was the worst.
Yeah, me too.
Oh!
Oh!
But I definitely think that we can, and maybe it's not every Tanner show, but maybe if we have a big one here and there, we record it.
Yeah.
Carl Hack, Gus' last match at Tanner's. Like I said, that whole show was amazing, and his match, I heard from everyone, stood out as one of the best ones on the card.
Yeah, and what's funny? We're always kind of hamstrung at Tanner's. Seems like if we run shows there in the winter, we get a snowstorm, and everybody still shows up, which is awesome.
Yeah.
And in the summer, when we want to do a pool party and have a couple cocktails afterwards, it always rains. So
we've had one pool party, and that's the main reason I wanted.
That wasn't even planned, if you remember.
No, the last one, the last year's summer show, we had one.
I thought it rained.
No, because we had everyone outside.
Because I remember planning a big pool party and
it rained out.
We were gonna buy a bunch of food and stuff, and it rained out.
Yep.
Yep.
Oof.
And
Bad news of both. It's gonna be bad news if both of them tapped.
Dysfunction out going for the crossface.
So this match, I mean, these guys really bringing it. Just beating the crap out of each other.
Don Gotti, known to just throw his body at his opponent, and no matter if it's his whole body or a punch or a kick, he just swings for the fences.
Yeah. We'll see what they're setting up here.
A lot of determination from Oshkosh's favorite sons. They want those.
Kimmy, I saw you comment earlier about the merch. I sent it all out last week, so it should be getting to you any day. I was waiting on boxes from Amazon, and with everything going on, it's ton of Legos there. And with everything going on, obviously it's a little delayed.
Oh. Yeah, no thumbtacks, no go. And that's why. So that's why I hate thumbtacks.
In your hands and in everything.
It sucks when they go in your back, in your head, in your arms.
Ah!
It is the worst when you get them in the hands or in the elbow when you're trying to get up off the mat. It's the worst.
Yeah. Snake Eyes, this is show number 5. I believe this is our first. Woo! So they both landed on him there.
Yeah.
This was our first Masonic Center show, I believe. Maybe Weimer can clarify that, but I believe this was our very first Masonic Center show.
I think you're right because
remember we had it was Elks Lodge, Eagles Club. No, Timbuktu, Eagles Club, Elks Lodge.
Yeah, this would have had to have been because we were at the Elks Lodge at least twice.
Yeah, we did 2 shows there. Yep.
And we did 2 before that.
Oh.
Yeah, Snake Eyes would have debuted on the pre-show there.
Yep, you did it. Yep.
In a 3-way, I believe.
L.A. Hollywood and Adam Grace.
I think so. That sounds right.
Yep.
Masonic.
On the outside. All Dysfunction setting up those chairs in the middle of the ring. So much hardcore plunder in this one. Oh!
Ah.
Oh,
Oh, there we go. Yep, Weimer. This was our first Masonic Center show.
Jerry, you died.
Yeah, and just I don't think we had any idea. Because after with everything with the Eagles Club, we had some issues there. We
when
had to find
yeah,
a big venue, and we kind of outgrew the Elks Lodge, which is an awesome problem to have, but a problem nonetheless, obviously. And
yeah, we
so,
we outgrew Elks the day we went there, and I
yeah,
loved that building, and I loved how tight the crowd was. But
yep,
I mean, for what we're doing, you could only put 100, a little over 100 people in there.
yeah.
Pretty
It
awesome.
it reminded me of the PWG shows. It was just so
Yeah,
cramped and tight with the
yeah,
little bar in the back.
yeah.
Um,
I remember having to use the
oh
bathroom.
Jesus.
Oh God,
Senton through the table.
sorry
Ah,
if you were front row on that, and he
yeah.
kicked it.
Jason Davis just joined us. Thank you for joining us today, guys. Real quick, thank you guys for joining. It's amazing outside, so to take an hour or a couple hours to join in this is awesome. Thank you. But actually, just signed on. We have another person joining us for this live commentary. We can bring him in right away.
No ringer James is standing behind me talking like I'm listening to him.
Oh my God. Dysfunction.
Oh, what's this doing?
Jared's gonna get caught off.
Uh-oh.
Oh!
Slam through 4 chairs
Oh,
there.
hello,
Why-
guys.
Big Cat.
Oh, hi, guy.
What's
Hi,
going
guy.
on?
What's up?
Chilling.
And that's it. Huge slam through those chairs, and that is it for that first match. Just one of my favorite matches in our history, just
Yeah.
as an all-out brawl between two teams that, again, we talked about it earlier, such a rivalry, to start our company's history. It was pretty crazy how that all happened. Big Bogger, you were a fan still at that point, right? You were still sitting in the crowd during that.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Do you remember when we switched to Masonic Center?
Oh, man. No, I drink too much to remember stuff like that.
Yeah, so we were talking about earlier how we went from Timbuktu to the Eagles Club, and then we had the two shows at the Elks Lodge, and
Yeah.
now we were at Masonic at this show. Weimer brought up a good point about at the Elks they had obviously the giant elk on the wall, and we always tried to put the curtain over it, but you could see on the video his nose popped out through the curtain every show,
Yeah.
and it was
I
so
loved it.
distracting. It was so distracting every show.
I thought it was great.
Yeah,
I actually went. That place used to get so packed that I went to the bathroom in the women's bathroom once because the men's bathroom had a line in it, and I got looked at really weird when I walked out.
It happened.
I just remember there are two shows there were crazy packed, and we couldn't do anything about it because it was just we were growing as a company.
I think a lot of it had to do with the match we just watched too. Like
Yeah.
we talked about earlier, the way that feud built, it was something that everybody would go home and tell their friends, you got to see how these guys are killing each other, and it's so cool.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And we owe a lot to all four of those guys in that match, for helping put us as a company on the map.
And two of them are two of our best friends for
Yep.
20 years now. So it's like to be able to see them put on such a thing. It's very, very. It makes us happy as as company guys and as their friends to
Yeah.
be able to see them pull off such an awesome match.
Absolutely.
And then you throw Dysfunction and Chase McCoy in there, who just want to beat the hell out of themselves as well as anyone that they're in there with.
Yeah.
So
all right. You won.
next one. So this is our surprise match, I guess. Bogger doesn't even know about this one. But one of our first surprise match is two guys that we decided as a company. All right, You want to take the ball. We're going to give you the ball. And here you go. So, Matt, let's start it up.
The anticipated main event here tonight at ACW 13. Adam Grace going one-on-one with Colin Brooks.
Oh, they gave it away right in the commentary. So, Bogger, were you still in the crowd during this show? I think you would have been training by this point, maybe.
If so, I should be in the front row here coming up.
I just saw Willie in them.
Yeah.
The ugliest Slade shirt ever. That ugly yellow. Was that your guys' softball jerseys?
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I must have been training if I'm not anywhere near there. What year was this? Do we know?
13. It's a Weimer question. Weimer, let us know. I'm gonna guess. Man, I would say 2015.
Yeah, that sounds. No, it would be 16.
Then yeah, I was training then.
It'd be 16, and here's why. Fun fact: I've never watched this match. I wasn't there that night.
No.
It's the only show I've ever not been at because my youngest son was born the day before.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I forgot about that completely.
Here's another fun fact. I used to live a block from the Sonic, and here's how I know that these guys did a great job in this match and I didn't have to watch it, was I could hear the fans at Masonic through my sunroom windows, and I lived like a block and a half away. Yeah.
I remember you texting us that. You guys, the text was something like, "You guys must be doing something really good because I can hear it."
Yep.
And it was that made us happy. Ted Williams coming through in the clutch, as always.
June 3rd,
He beat you to it, Weimer. Colin Brooks, as I said earlier, these two guys, they wanted the ball, and we gave it to them for the main event of this show, and they ran with it. They truly did. Oh, this was my first show back.
That sounds right.
Yep, this was my first show back.
Yeah, because I know I stopped at the building that afternoon.
Yes. Yep.
Said hi and wished everybody luck and left. And I think, that would have been your first, because we would have had Tanner's right before
Tanner's was the day, Tanner's was the week before, or 2 weeks before this, I think, because, no, 3 weeks, whatever, but it was the Saturday after I got released.
Right.
Yep. So it's, so this was, man, I just remembered that. So, Bogger, you were definitely training by now.
That's probably one of those security guards over there making sure everybody's, under
standing
control.
right by the ring. Yeah. So these two guys, trained by the same guys, the man that we were trained by in Shane Hills, and these two have taken what they learned from Shane and just grew and grew and grew so much. Adam Grace is one of the best in the state by far. He's got it.
He's all right. Just kidding. He's great. He's awesome.
I think both these guys are on that level. We don't see Colin. We haven't seen Colin in a while. I see him once in a while, but I think they're both this current generation into the next generation's stars.
That's the thing. It's you never know with guys of when that's going to be or who that's going to be.
Right. There's such a good, these two kind of lead the way, I think. Since they've come in, they've really taken. I'm trying to think of the correct word for it, but they've pushed forward and kind of led the pack of that
Yeah.
group of guys in that time period. And they're great guys for the younger guys coming through now. They do a great job in trying to help guys out. And so I hate the money gun only because we have to.
Because it's fun.
No, yeah, that too. Thanks, Bugger. I hate everything fun. No, I hate it because we always have to clean up the money.
Yeah.
And so usually at shows, my kids will pick up handfuls of it.
Landon had so
And
much Colin Brooks money.
Every time I would get home, there would be a stack of it on my counter. It's like, I feel like I should sell this back to Colin.
Colin would put it in my merch bag everywhere.
Yeah.
I would go to the next show and it would just be all over my bag, hidden in some places. Oof.
Over the top rope. Throwing caution to the wind early in this.
Weimer says streamers were 10 times
100. Oh yeah. Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah. Guys,
Bring that
again,
back.
if you could. Uh-oh. Let's wait for this.
Out the window. Let's go unpredictable. Oh!
I mean, could have been worse.
A jumping punch. Well,
a hell of a Superman punch off the stage.
I will say this. For those of you that have never looked close at the stage, there's a giant lip on the edge. So if you want to run, every time I've ever come out with you, specifically, Dylan, you trip over it almost every time. And I almost do too. Here you go. 2 of them.
I'm surprised more people haven't fallen over that lip. Because it's a good-sized lip.
That's like my biggest fear coming out.
Guys, if you could, as I was saying, if you could share the stream on social media, let people know you're watching. The more views we have on here, awesome. Just makes us known by even more people. It would be awesome, and we would appreciate it very, very much. Also, check out our Pro Wrestling Tees store. The link is right on the bottom of this video. ACW Wisconsin up at Pro Wrestling Tees. Next week or the week after, not sure when, but we will be debuting another T-shirt. And we're gonna have some more content going up especially during this time. Jesus.
Yeah, that's not fun.
But during this time, we're going to still try to bring you guys as much new content as we can, whether it be on YouTube or Pro Wrestling Tees or anything that we can do.
Absolutely.
Rick Faust asked what happened with Colin. He hasn't been around in ACW, but after all this stuff is over, you never know if you're going to see him again. Hopefully.
He'll be back. He still wrestles.
Yeah.
He's not as active as he was, I don't think,
No.
but he's still around. He's still doing still doing a great job.
Yeah, Weimer just made a good point. There are actually, I think, 2, maybe 3 exclusive designs on our Pro Wrestling Tees store that have never been available at shows. A pocket tee or pocket design tee and a NWO inspired tee, which we were going to have at WrestlingCon for Scott Hall, but it didn't work out. But it's going to work out at some point. I promise.
Oh, we have a pocket tee coming out? I gotta get one of those.
It's not. There's no pocket. It's a pocket design.
I wish that we did have a pocket tee.
What is that? The design is by the pocket.
But there's no
pocket, so that doesn't make sense.
Think they could put a pocket on there for us?
I thought it was like a legit design of a pocket, but it's not really there. That's what I thought you were saying.
Dude, oh, jeez, hell of a springboard back to the ring.
Yeah.
You guys remember the Looney Tunes pocket tees? They would have like a thing coming out of there.
Yeah.
Bogger has no idea because he's never been a child.
I don't watch cartoons, man.
Here you go.
Both these guys in the white gear. The issue with that, the white gear doesn't stay white.
Well, I think Collins is silver.
And I think Adams is orange.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they both got the white kickers, guys.
Oh, yeah. And knee pads. Yeah, white is very hard to keep clean. And I never understood how guys like an Arn Anderson, who looked awesome in the white because he was super tan, could keep white trunks clean like that. Because Canvas is dirty.
Speaking of canvas, one of the first things I noticed about this match was the canvas. It was that light blue grayish canvas that I hated because it always looked dirty. It always looked off.
So do you want to tell them why most places canvases are the light blue gray?
I don't know. Why are they?
Oh, they do it for film, for contrast. So like WWE, for instance, the reason the canvas is that light blue gray is because when they shoot in HD, the contrast of people on the canvas makes them pop out better, so you don't lose details. In the black, it'll wash out a bit, right? I prefer the black because it's easier to keep clean.
I think stuff stands out more on the black, like the bright colors. I don't know. It's just me. I just think it. I like the look of black.
Right. Well, Eric says it helps white balance the camera, so I was half right.
Just in, Big Mike has retired. He's got his a real job. He moved to where?
Chippewa Falls.
I think so.
That's right.
Yeah, and he had a heck of a run ACW. But yeah,
he's a great guy too. Great guy. Uh-oh.
Colin Brooks showing athleticism. You don't see moves like that out of him very much, but when you do, they surprise you, that's for sure. Fogger, have you wrestled both of these guys?
I worked... No, not in a show. Neither of them. No, I'm sorry. Cash and I tagged in a cage match at WPW
against both of them,
the Dojo Boys and the Caribbeans.
Okay. Yeah, I thought. But that was the only time you've worked with Adam or Colin?
On shows, yes. I've worked Colin like outside at a seminar once.
Oh.
This is impossible to do, by the way. I've tried to do this, and, the core just doesn't support trying to roll over with somebody else, I think. I don't know what it is, but I'm impressed every time somebody can do that, because I definitely cannot.
It's one of those moves, though, that I see on every show.
Yeah.
Really?
Every independent show, I see it.
Definitely swings in the favor of Colin Brooks and that methodical offense.
He's trying to pay off the ref with Brooks bucks.
And tights sweat Brooks bucks too. Like if they couldn't be worse.
And ref TJ not taking any of it.
No.
People say he kind of feeds off of this Oshkosh crowd reactions. I think Colin Brooks kind of feeds off of that negativity. It kind of keeps him going, kind of propels him a little bit.
Who do we have? Do we have Jesse and who else on mic?
That's what I was just wondering. So I kind of stopped.
Is that Riley?
I think it's Riley.
It could very well be.
Or Nick. I forgot his last name. The other guy that used to travel with them.
Yep.
Remember? I forget his last name.
Starts with an R.
G? Starts with a G?
It starts with one of the letters.
Starts with Y?
There it is.
There it is.
Right, there it is. Thank you, Brown. Oh!
Ragnar, not Ranger, if I could read.
See, I was right. Starts with an R.
It has a G in it.
It does. Hey.
Yeah, I knew it had a G in it.
Yeah.
Samsonite. Thank you. Best movie ever.
Jeff, how are you, buddy? Good to see you in here again. Thank you for joining us on this this live stream once again.
What does he have over his head?
The apron, the ring apron.
Oh, red aprons.
Yes, yeah, that's another thing. Kind of crazy to look back on. And I think, are these the red ropes? No, these are the black ropes.
Black ropes.
Yep.
But if you look in the top corner, it's the old logo too.
Yes, and on the screen, on the Bob's screen.
Do you remember what show, what year it was when we put out the new branding, the new logos and stuff? Do you remember any of
So
that?
on the I just saw the banners that would have been by where I sold the merch,
Yeah.
and on there is the red logo.
Okay.
And
But
then
the red
so
logo was still different.
correct. So we've had 3-4 logos. Because then we had but then our next main one was the blue.
Right.
But I don't know when that would have started. It had to have been close to after that. Maybe after Con or Con 1 maybe?
Yeah, that sounds right.
I can't think.
Because I think we did the sticker thing at the first
Yep.
convention.
Okay.
Jeff, it's right here, buddy.
You got a holster for that thing? Christ, you just pulled it out of nowhere.
He has one in each room, so it's never out of reach. Bathroom.
Trying to
How
get
long, how long until we get a jelly whiskey?
Try, you know,
Oh,
Any
you know
coming
what
in?
you do? You know what you
Working
do?
on
You
it.
put a little cranberry juice in the top. There you go.
All right.
There's a little tip. Ted, who does our logos and branding? We've had a few people. Avalon, I believe, did our first fire logo, and then Gust did a lot of our stuff after that. A lot of our graphic stuff.
Yeah, I think he did. He must have done the new blue one that's on all the
Yes.
titles and stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Weimer said we had the new blue because he wore the Carolina Jordan 11s.
Only he
at
would
the
know
first-
remember something ridiculous like
Yeah.
that.
Any thoughts on traffic? Carl, yes. There was like we said last stream. There was 2 dates that we were supposed to do. One in 2 weeks from now and one in 3 weeks from now that we didn't even announce. That were going to be almost kind of pop-up shows. And then we have one planned in July, but we're not announcing it yet because we don't know. We don't know when it's going to happen.
Yeah.
Or if it's going to happen. We're kind of on a day-to-day like everyone is in this country, and you know.
So we have dates actually scheduled for the rest of the year. It's a matter of whether we can, like, as of right now, it's looking like June is going to be canceled, so we haven't pushed it. But we have stuff kind of tentatively figured out. It's a matter of when they take the restrictions off so we can get back to business. And we are waiting patiently. Where it's driving us nuts too.
It's literally every day where we kind of, one of us messages, oh, heck of a swanton, but a miss by Adam Grace there. Where one of us messages kind of the group or another person, and it's like, God, I just want to be able to do this again. And we're all itching, every one of us. How many Brooks fucks does he have in his trunks here?
Hey,
that's Matt.
I know.
Ooh, okay.
I know a guy that puts a sock there.
Never heard of him.
Not the guy you're thinking of either, Bugger.
John,
So
peanut butter whiskey, where has it been all your drinking years? It's I just got told about it in the last year.
Yeah,
so
November.
Yeah.
November. Bogger was with us. November, and Weimer was with us. We discovered it in Chicago and had a lot of it, and it's delicious.
That's right.
While watching this match, I wish you guys could see our director Matt Stein.
I just saw that. That's like, what is
have a war with a fly, like
or a wasp, something.
One of those African murder. Hey, he won.
Yeah,
he won. He went over.
That was the highlight of this so far. Aside from the action here.
Grayson
Luther's-
looking for the kill shot.
Yeah.
Had to eat ramen because he was too busy spending his money on Brooks Bucks.
Yeah.
Top turnbuckle here.
I would always tell him, just save them. Just pick them back up and reuse them.
Or pad it so like every fifth one is actually a Brooks Buck and the rest are blank paper.
There
So
you go.
save your money. Yeah.
Don't do
Oof.
that.
Why? It's
Kids love that. They're picking up blank pieces of paper. Oh, I'd be disappointed.
yeah, but
GTS, you caught him right in the knee. Caught him right
You
in the
know.
head with his knee that
Calucci
time.
over here just not wanting to spend. Old penny pinch and binder.
I mean, I expect that out of the old Swoggle over there, but
yeah.
this,
Yeah,
actually,
Weimer,
Weimer, I noticed that. That was the first thing I noticed when we were watching this was
I think this is
that
the
draw
one.
was amazing.
It might have been this one or the TLC match that Colin was in, where he brought a bus.
It was this one?
It was this one.
It might have been both, but
That's it. Oh, he caught all of it. That's it right there.
yeah. So
Oof.
Unreal.
for whatever reason, now this is June, and we always a little behind the scenes look before shows. We always have a meeting, and Dylan and myself and Weimer will sit and let everybody know what's happening for the night and this, that. And we always say, we don't know how the crowd's going to be. Just go out there and work hard, be safe, whatever. We never want to get our hopes up because we really don't know. We have an idea based on pre-sale tickets and stuff, which early on especially at this point in time, I would say 80% of our business was pre-sale tickets. We had very little walk-up.
Even more than that. Yeah.
Now it's switched, and it's kind of about half and half or so.
Woo!
And
Love that.
so we always now lately we haven't been putting we don't know how the crowd's going to be, and I always yell at Dylan because he jinxes us. But June, for whatever reason, we always assume because the weather's nice, kids are getting out of school or finishing school, we always figure it's going to be a really bad show because the weather's nice. Nobody wants to be inside. And for whatever reason, June seems to set the bar every year a little bit higher. Just gets better and better. So,
and especially coming off of Con the last 2 years, we expected it to be okay. It's not going to be the greatest, and it's But last year we set a record, for a Masonic show.
Yeah.
Dawn, is there anyone within ACW that you have not competed against and hope to in the future? So this would have, real quick, this would have been pre-TLC. TLC would have been on 14.
Yeah.
Because this would have been going into the 6-man TLC. For me, probably Adam Grace. If I had to pick one, I would like to wrestle him because he's really good and fun. So I think if there was one person, it would be him. Calucci, if you had to pick one.
I know this is going to seem set up, but I would say Bogger.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we've never had a singles, only tags, and so I'd like to see what kind of fun stuff we could do, just you and I. That would be fun.
Again, not set up. That was my answer because
Oh, Jesus.
being the mentor, the trainer, the number one trainer in our class. I'd like to do my trainer proud.
I won't deny that.
And show him I can try to hang with him in the ring. Whether or not I can, I
won't deny that.
I don't get that answer a lot. I think a lot of people are intimidated because I teach them stuff. But I like to wrestle, and I like to hit hard, and I like to get hit hard, and so
I appreciate that.
Yeah. Ted, yes, last June was the Rumble. It might have been the year before where we hit our record. This is where maybe show names would help. No, not gonna happen.
Yeah, no, it won't. I would say I'd like to wrestle Dylan, but Done it too many times. I'm sick of getting bit in the ass.
Oof. Oh.
What did he say?
Burnt dropping a hard GD. Sorry about that, guys.
Oh, does he get fined again for that?
He
Yep.
Just the one
should.
time.
He definitely got
I'm-
fined that show.
I'll text him right now. No, I'm not going to do that.
The gauntlet has been laid down. It's got to end.
We're gonna have to watch this TLC match too on an upcoming watch along because I remember
Yeah.
that one being incredible as well.
Did you not hear if the Dream Police lose?
Sorry,
Yeah, Dawn.
sorry, Jonathan.
Sorry, John.
I mean, you
I would say won't happen again, but I'd just be lying to you.
we could see
Um,
Yeah.
the most memorable, greatest tag team.
So now our third, I guess our main event match for today isn't going to be something that we've talked about before, about doing. Bogger, like I said, Bogger had no idea about that one, and this one he's going to be surprised with as well. So
Yeah, for those of
It
you
is-
that are joining a little late,
yeah,
Dylan may or may not have made a little mistake, and so
it
we
happens
were
once.
we were trying to upload the videos of what we were going to watch today, and they just didn't upload in time. So we did what we do best, and we scrambled and made chicken salad.
Thank you to Matt for scrambling with us.
Yes, Matt.
He messaged me about probably a couple hours ago, asking or telling me that the things were still not uploaded, and I proceeded to look and no, they weren't. And yeah, it was just my fault. So, but we're filling in the gaps. This is Kelsey. There we go. Thank you, Matt. Matt getting shout outs again. That can end right
Can
now.
we agree that Matt Stein's name should be Matt Stein? We shouldn't be calling him Matt. It just doesn't
Yeah.
seem right without the full actual name.
I
He's
agree.
one of
It
those
should be
guys,
just
you know?
fully
Yeah,
Matt
it's just
Stein.
Matt Stein. Yeah.
It's yes, yeah. So, I mean, let's go. Let's do it, Matt Stein.
Now you can't say it because you interrupted.
If you didn't see it in the description, oh, even more different ring, because our ring broke.
Yeah. Is this the night that there was no heat?
Yes.
I only remember certain things. The first anniversary.
Yes,
yep.
this is the first anniversary show. No, second anniversary show.
No, well, is it? It would be our first actual anniversary, but we had been running almost 2 years. Because we didn't run every month at that point.
You're right.
So the 10th show, it took us 2 years to run 10 shows.
Oh, yeah, our ring wasn't broken. Our ring was started on fire.
Yes.
Thanks, Weimer. That's right. Yeah, so we could talk about that a little bit after this match, because this is one that we definitely want to watch for sure. Ted, will our promotion ever do a Hall of Fame? I don't want to.
No.
I think Hall of Fames are done too much, especially on the independent level.
I know for some fans it means a lot, and I know for the guys it means a lot. We've tried to do things a little differently to still show our appreciation, such as the Sadist retirement, and make it so, I mean, he's going to always hold a important place in the history of the company. And so the problem with the Hall of Fame is if we do it every year, I don't want to scramble to find somebody that, we got to fill this many spots or whatever. I would rather just show appreciation to guys that deserve it at the time when it means the most to them and let the crowd do the same, if that makes sense. there's lots of guys that retire or whatever, and there's lots of guys that we can nod to. I know there's been talk. Dylan will hate that I'm going to bring this up, but there's been talk with the guys in Green Bay about doing a Hall of Fame because of the branding of our company and how we've rebranded it, but all this stuff. And my rebuttal to them is always that that's Green Bay wrestling history, and those guys each and every one of them deserve a nod of respect and to be in some sort of Hall of Fame. But we've only been running a show for 7 years now, not quite 7 years. And so it's kind of hard and this company was built on the backs of guys like the Dream Police, guys like Bogger, guys like Joey Avalon, not
I think you're
the
be kind of
guys that
jumping the shark
wrestled.
to do it at this point.
Yeah, not and guys like Sadis, not guys that wrestled in Green Bay 20 years ago that were, so that's always kind of my argument is
Oh, this is one of my favorite shots here. They took a photo of Avalon like with Hawkins behind him. It's a good one.
over the shoulder.
Yeah, over the shoulder shot. Yeah. So I think for me personally, with Hawkins being Myers, whatever his name is, being one of my good friends, having him come to Oshkosh, mainly just to hang out with us, was fun, and be on a show. And he did a camp that day, which everyone loved. Like everyone loved the seminar he did that day too, and just watching that was awesome.
I'm pretty sure Bogger got him drunk the night before.
There's a couple stories from the night before that won't be covered on the live stream.
Oh, that was that night. That's right.
Yeah, but this is also going into this. I remember sending. I'm going to keep calling Hawkins because that's what his name is to me. I'm going to keep calling Hawkins, or I kept sending Hawkins videos of Avalon, and that's no lie. And he goes, "I can't wait to wrestle him. I'm so excited now because he just saw what he did, and it was cool for us. And then the match that they end up having is one of my favorites.
Yeah, it's a really great match.
Evan Coleman, will there ever be a time to see Edge in ACW? Edge was talked about for WrestlingCon this year. That is a 100% honest story. Edge told me personally he didn't know what his schedule would be at that point. I took that as acting, and then I saw him in the Royal Rumble, and I knew what he meant then. So who knows? You never know with us. We're already talking about different things. Jonathan Wilhelm, the Oval Office. It's in it's either Green Bay or Milwaukee. That wasn't visited that evening.
That's Green Bay.
That's Green Bay. Yeah, that wasn't. Thankfully, we didn't visit there.
Acted like he didn't know which one it was.
There's a question for you, Colucci. There you go, from Kelsey.
Do names pick their opponent, or do we match them with who we think will best complement their style? The names don't usually pick their opponents, mostly because they usually don't know who any of us are. Sometimes, in a case like this, Dylan, because he's friends with Hawkins, will say, "Hey, man, here's who we have you wrestling. Take a look so you kind of know what he does, so you come up with some cool stuff." Usually, it depends on how we've built stories and who deserves to be in that spot best. Sometimes it's hey, we need to do something with this guy, and if he wrestles this big name guy and he maybe beats him or at least contends with him and makes him look better in the end. It all just depends. Usually we pick them though. And to be honest, sounds a little full of ourselves, but everybody on our roster could wrestle any name we brought in, and it wouldn't make a difference who we picked. It's kind of just who it works for the most. What a drop kick.
I remember Avalon coming up to me before this and after, and just being so worried about the gas in his tank
Yeah.
and being able to hang. And he
Which
did.
is funny. Which is funny because Avalon is notoriously the guy who will wrestle 20 to 30-minute matches because he loves to wrestle and he
Yeah.
keeps the crowd entertained and he's so much fun to work with and to watch. But then he'll get yelled at for being because he went 20 minutes instead of 15. There he is.
Hey, Avalon joining up with us. Thank you. I believe
Just run until I do a drop
that
kick.
was the quote. That's a heck
Beautiful.
of a quote. Well, guys, if you have a question for Avalon, feel free to drop it in the chat. Now that he's in here, thank you for joining us.
I miss you, Joey.
And we had Dreamer on this one too, on this
Yeah.
show. It was Dreamer versus Chase.
Who was that
Yep,
first match I missed?
First match today was Dream Police versus Insane Evil in the street fight, where Gotti ended up doing the senton to the outside onto the table.
Off the ladder,
And
right?
no, off the top rope.
Is that what it was? I still have
Yeah.
that on my phone.
Yeah. And as you can hear a bit, I love that.
That's
Yeah.
good.
It's as you can hear, the crowd was so insanely split for this match. I remember being there and just and completely split between Avalon and Myers.
You just call him Hawkins.
It's so weird for me.
Yeah, it is.
I don't. It's just odd.
Well, hurt Hawkins.
Beautiful.
Jeff Bugan, when does Johnny Impact get Logan in NXT? There's a lot of people trying during all this stuff. I don't see any of that happening anytime soon, unfortunately. But Logan, I have a feeling Logan won't be around here very much longer.
We've also been saying that we saw the potential day one, so we've been kind of trying to not, without telling him, try to foster that a little bit. And then, I had a discussion with him a couple of years ago and just said, hey, I see big things for you. Here's what we want to do and help you get to whatever point we can help get you to. But ultimately, it's on you to get there. And I think he will be someplace. Unfortunately, everything shut down doesn't help his cause right now, but who knows?
That's the hard part about right now is no one knows what's going to happen going forward for a while.
I know we've talked about it, but it couldn't, whatever success he finds, it couldn't happen to a better guy. I know that kind of ruins the character, but Logan Lynch as a person is a great person. And so, we really want him to succeed because he's more than deserving of it, not just with his work, but the kind of human being he is.
Yeah. When it comes to split crowds, has there ever been a match that either the crowd hasn't gone the way you wanted or have Rogue fans cheered for the heel in an opportune time?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't think of one offhand.
I think it happens more often than we are willing to maybe acknowledge. There are times where we will book something in the hopes that the crowd is split and make a decision for us. I can't give you an example because I don't have one, but
Weimer just brought one up with Logan Lynch, where the crowd is getting behind him more and more, it seems.
And he's a guy that if the crowd loves him, then he should be a babyface. But sometimes if we push back too hard in the other direction, it doesn't,
Yeah.
Jeff is right. Logan's supposed to be a heel, but he's too good. That's true. It's hard to cheer for a guy that's that good in the ring. Speaking of guys that are good in the ring,
Hitting that Miz combo there.
Yeah.
He'll appreciate that.
Yeah.
The white ropes look so odd.
Yeah.
Like they stand out
That was
so
the first
much.
thing I noticed when.
Yeah,
when we
because this
started
was the Dojo Pain ring.
Yes. Well, we kind of gave him a backstory on why that is, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So we hit.
We're
we'll
gonna
we'll
talk
give you
about it. I said a little. Yeah, after we would give a little more of the rundown
the what?
about why we had to use the ring.
Yeah. Or we
Whoops.
could just tell him right now while we're watching.
So we had our camp in a building in Oshkosh, our school in a building in Oshkosh, in a big warehouse complex with a bunch of rental spaces in one. And then I woke up. It was the week of this show, and I woke up to a text saying, "I think your building is on fire currently."
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I text Binder and Weimer, and I go, "Oh, this is the text I got. I'm headed there now." And sure enough, I just look, and our building is burned to the ground. Not to the ground, but all of our stuff is out. The building is black. We couldn't get close to it.
Yeah.
And it was determined that it was arson. A guy took out a insurance policy, and then a bit later burned it to the ground, burned his stuff down to claim the policy,
Right.
and we lost everything.
That was
Oh,
what a week or two before this show. So
it was the
we
week of the show.
again did what we're good at doing, scrambled and
Yeah.
made it work.
Any chance on a heel turn in singles match versus tag? I'm super happy with what I'm doing right now. To be honest with you, I have no complaints. Just if it's in the cards, it's in the cards. But as far as I know, no. And you won't hear me complain about it. Maybe someday against Colucci there'll be a singles match. See if I can keep up.
You have to be the heel though, because I don't. I'm too lovable.
Yeah, you got that teddy bear look to you.
Yeah.
And I think I think to our fans, Avalon was always on that level, the top level. But then seeing him against a name, so to speak, in a former WWE guy on one of our shows really just pushed him even more in the fans'
Yeah.
eyes.
I 100% agree with you. I think they all were invested in him already and believed he was that good, but this proved it and then some.
Moving that ring must be a pain in the rear end. Yeah,
Jonathan, the man. Jonathan, this getting into the Masonic, getting a ring into the Masonic is the worst part of our shows. Everything else just
Yes.
is fine. That is the worst part about loading in for these shows.
Yeah, that
Jace, go. How many guys have done extra work for WWE or Ring of Honor or Impact? Ooh, hold on. Awesome. I would say 8, maybe 9.
no, it's more than that. I would say currently it's probably at least a third of our roster, if not more.
Yeah, you're right. Yep.
Me specifically, I've done WWE and Ring of Honor, never Impact because I'm not paying them to watch me. TW3 has, Logan Lynch, obviously, Stacy Shadows.
Yeah.
The
Avalon.
list goes on.
Avalon
Adam
has
Grace, Avalon.
Jordy.
So Jordy. Yep.
Yep.
I never thought I'd say this, but I miss Jordy. Except for the text he sends me with dad jokes.
This is one of my. I include this in every music video that we ever do
Yep.
because I absolutely love
This
this
is
part
great.
of the chorus.
Yep, I remember this like it was yesterday.
Shanuku driver in the middle of the ring. That could be it. It has to be it. There's no way.
The old Norman Smiley Slam.
Yeah.
Beginning of this match, Justin, you said TKS had it easy.
The white ropes do look kind of weird. Maybe we need to bring those back.
It's so odd. It's
I kind
so
of love it.
weird. I remember this ring was so hard to put together because we had all the straps underneath too.
That's right.
Remember the ratchet straps?
Do you remember the last time we worked in this ring? Bogger was with us in the car.
Bogger was
actually.
with us. Yeah.
I main evented that show. Just saying.
Yeah, you did. And we were afraid the
Woo!
entire night. We were afraid the ring was going to break because
Yep.
it's pretty wobbly.
Oh, there's that shot.
Man.
That was Luxembourg, right?
Yeah.
That is it. Joey Avalon picks up
My first main event ever.
his career. He earned it here tonight. What does this play?
Yeah, Jason Davis. It's an eye opener to see how good Myers is in the ring. Absolutely. Sometimes you forget that the guys at WWE, they only get 4 minutes on TV, especially a guy like him before
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
You know, you didn't get to he never got to showcase his abilities, and I would say everybody there has a job for a reason. They just don't necessarily get to see what guys bring to the table. And so it's pretty awesome when you can put him in a ring with a guy like an Avalon who will compete, you know, tit for tat with him and see what you can get out of each other. Myers is a great worker.
And he was so willing to just bust his ass
Yeah,
on this show.
very giving. But he's
Yeah.
a team player. I don't think it's a secret for those of you that have read Dylan's book. Him and Dylan are very good friends, and so when he came in for this show, I think the goal was like, hey, if you guys aren't on the map already, we're going to put you on the map today,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna do what I can do with what I have and what I bring to the table to get you there, and we can never repay him enough for that.
I remember his promo during it, like his pre-tape before the match was really fun too, where he super kicked the camera.
Yeah.
It's a real good promo too. Matt, can you turn this up a little bit here? We had no idea he was doing this either. Did we miss it?
I don't think he talked yet. No.
It was cool for us too because this was like the first moment of our fans being completely on their feet. Like,
yeah.
And that was a real cool moment for us as a company and watching it all. Avalon, if you're still in here, we would love to see some of your thoughts on this overall, if you have any. It's a heck of a chant right there.
Mm-hmm. Ain't lying.
Ah. It's good feeling right there, boys.
Can I ask a question? Are we going to see that again?
Yeah.
I'd like to.
That
I mean,
match specifically?
Not replayed. Yes, this match again.
just hit the
Matt
have
started
Matt
over.
Rewind.
Stein have Matt Stein hit the replay again. I mean, I could watch it again. But
So
a part I completely forgot about.
yeah, fun story. I lost the title to him earlier that night in 4 minutes.
That's right. I forgot about that too. It was that night because he cashed in, right?
Yeah, and I beat him up for 4 minutes, and then he beat me at the very end.
Got him.
Avalon, told you a few times, legit bawled my eyes out after this match. Whole thing felt so good. That's what we do this for. When we can have a match that we have that feeling. It's a good thing.
And he might get mad at me for saying this, but Avalon isn't always receptive. Sometimes he doesn't believe how good he really is, and so a match like that, giving him that kind of reminder that no, you really are that good, and you deserve to be someplace far bigger than this. It puts things in perspective for him, and I think sometimes he needs that because I think him and I think a lot the same, and so I know sometimes I need that, but it's cool. I didn't know that, by the way. Dude, it's the old title.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Man, seeing like stuff like that just seems so long ago.
Mm-hmm.
It's little things like that I would never even think of.
Thank you, Jeff. I 100% don't believe that, but thank you.
Whew. You get that send the crowd home happy moment right there too. That's a fun one. That's a fun one right there. Well, I mean, I think I talked about it last show at that last live stream. Bogger, I seriously would love that match to happen again.
I would too.
And now it's possible, as we know now with the current state of where everyone is. I just want wrestling to happen again. I mean, that's the biggest thing. But if we could get that match again, that would be absolutely awesome. I received 2 texts when all the releases happened. One from each guy saying, "So maybe we can do it again." And I immediately said, "Maybe we can do it again." It was one of those things where I would love to see it. And both guys, I mean, let's be honest, both guys have grown so much since that time.
That's what I was going to say. You add 5 more years or whatever it's been of experience and that kind of stuff to it. I think if it happens again, which it's going to some way or another, it's going to be 10 times better than what we just saw, which is hard to beat.
Yeah, and both of them, I think they had the drive then, and I think they have even more of a drive now, knowing both of them. If that were on a show, I wouldn't put anything after it.
No,
because that match would absolutely steal the show. no matter what. Weimer brought up an awesome fun fact. The heavyweight title that you saw right there, our old heavyweight championship title, is on display at House of Heroes. And every person that ever held that title signed it before we gave it to House of Heroes as a present. So it's kind of a House of Heroes is always our sponsor since day one and a backer of ours. And so we gave it to them as a gift when we got our new title. And Scott from House of Heroes was blown away when he couldn't believe that he received it. And then he turned it over and saw all the signatures on the back, and it was even cooler to him. So it's it's a cool thing for us to be able to do that for them. And when we pop into the store here and there, to see it as a part of kind of our history is always kind of neat too. That is all for the viewing. If you guys have any questions, we got a few more minutes here to chat. If you guys have questions, throw them in there. You guys have been awesome with your questions so far.
Thank you very much.
Again, for a day like today, lately we haven't gotten many of these awesome weather days. For you guys still to join us and support us in this is absolutely awesome. We cannot thank you enough. So thank you very much for doing that. Metallica fan Oz 2003, nice easy name. Who makes our titles? So there's two people that have made our titles in the past. I think the Water City was made for made from a company in Scotland, I believe. I'll have to look at that. And then the heavyweight title and the tag titles were made from a company in Detroit. I do not know the names offhand. Like I did last time, I will find that out, and maybe I'll throw it on our ACW page when I find it. But it's always kind of a running joke. I think TW3 talked about it in the last. There it is, right there.
That was my first thought.
Talked about it in the last watch long. Avalon just brought it up as well. Avalon being the first cripple. What is he?
Whoa.
Triple crown?
Whoa.
That's it. The first one of those champions. He knows that Water City title is so stinking heavy.
Yeah, it's triple plated for a triple crown champion.
Yeah, so we ordered it, and it was supposed to be one single plate. We got it, and the way he made it was 3 separate plates just on the main plate, and then the side plates have 2 plates each. It's almost a joke to win because it's so heavy, and but I love it. I love that. I love all of our titles. Like seeing them, having them now. Our titles, I really feel set us apart because they're branded, and B, they're different and they're us. I love that our heavyweight title, and I pushed for it, that our heavyweight title is silver rather than gold. It just stands out, especially with our logo and our colors. It's different.
And the design, not to butt in too much.
No, you're fine.
But the thing I love about it is the designs are custom too. It's not a old WCW big gold with our name etched in it, or a some other company's title with a sticker on it. We literally went out and designed the entire thing to be something that nobody else has, which is the plan. So next thing. So Ted asked about when we get back to running social distancing measures, if that falls on us. It absolutely does. We are going to do anything and everything we are asked to do. However, nobody knows what that looks like. And so, if that means we have to set chairs further apart and put half the amount of people in a building and make this work, that's what we're going to do. We're hoping that's not the case. We're hoping that we'll get info and things will be fine, and we can go back to life as normal. That's probably not the smart way to look at it, but fingers crossed, that's how it ends up. So,
I was just over to Colucci's house the other day, and his amazing, wonderful wife brought it up to us, and said, "Well, what are you guys going to do when all this is over and up and ready for shows? What are you guys going to do?" And I said, "I'm going to run shows just like we always did."
Yep.
I and if that, but also
Hmm.
I have to realize, as a businessman and as a promoter, we also need to do what we can to take care of you guys. And it's man, it's tough. It really is tough. I would hate to. The rumor is they're going to put a 50% cap on events, and it would be hard for me to feel comfortable with that. Um, who knows? Who knows what's going to
Yeah.
happen? We guys, I promise you, and Blogger can attest to this. We are day to day just as much as you guys are. Like, we don't know what's going to happen, and I wish I knew. I wish we knew. That's the most frustrating part. Honestly, it's the most frustrating part because there are no answers currently.
Yeah, I think as time ticks on, we've thrown a lot of ideas around amongst each other. We have options. I'm not going to reveal anything, but we have some things that we're looking at trying to do outside of what we're doing right now with these live streams, and hopefully you guys enjoyed today, and we can do another one. But I think we're going to learn the best way to run our business moving forward, and that looks a whole lot differently than before. So the goal is to try to make it work and still cater to you guys and give you what you want, because let's face it, without all of the fans, we would probably not be able to do this. So, or we wouldn't be able to. So, yeah, we're just playing it day by day and trying to find solutions to the problem, whether that be maybe old big money Dylan over there can just invest in a drive-in theater and we can live stream matches onto the theater thing, or we set it up in an empty parking lot and everybody sits in their car and watches. I don't know.
Guys,
you know what I mean?
And this is no BS at all. This is getting me through this time, watching our old shows with you guys and interacting, and it's fun. It's so much fun for me. I'm not able to wrestle. That is, that's my career and my life, to be honest. And so watching these along is filling that void a bit. It's not fully filled, and I'd be lying if I were to say it was, but this is helping me get through, and that's kind of why we're doing it. Selfishly, for ourselves to get through this time and enjoy it all together, but also for you guys, because we know how much we miss you guys and we miss shows, and so this is it has to be as hard for you guys as it is for us, and we're gonna do more of these. We don't know. I'm thinking every 2 weeks. I would love to, in some sort of capacity. It would be awesome.
And maybe, just spitballing here while everybody's listening to us babble, maybe it's something where we put up a thing on the Facebook page and let you guys vote, and maybe we keep them a little shorter. Instead of a full show, it's 3 matches like this.
Yeah, I think.
Or do themes. You could do like a vote on themes, like, hey, we want weapons matches or
yeah. Or we just. I think that's what we do is we make almost a poll with maybe a write-in option, and whatever wins, there we go, and that's the 3 we watch, and I can and we can just go off that way. This was a ton of. I loved watching Wrestling Con, top to bottom, with everyone and get everyone's interaction. It was 3 hours and it was so much fun. The next thing I would do would be like an anniversary show. And who knows who knows how long this whole quarantine thing is going to last. But that might be, I would say that would be our next one, is an anniversary show. But I like this format. I don't know what you guys think. Please let us know. So
I'm gonna start wrestling my cats. I need to wrestle. I'm gonna forget how to do it.
That's another thing that's going to be interesting too, guys. Is the first show back is
Mhm.
the wonder of where are these guys at? Like it is
Yeah.
like riding a bicycle to an extent. I haven't ridden a bicycle in forever. I don't know last time I rode a bike, but I haven't wrestled in a long time either. So it's going to be odd. It really is.
Yeah,
That's
I
good, Ted.
have. I think you're going to see two things. I think you're going to see the guys that really want this and missed it a lot go 1,000 miles an hour, and whatever regulator or whatever thing that was holding them back before will not anymore, and they will go crazy. And then I think you're going to see guys that maybe let themselves go a little bit in this off time, and it's not going to be good. But we'll all get back again once everything goes back to normal, hopefully, or as close to normal as we can get. Hopefully, we'll get to see, we'll get to keep doing this, and we'll get to see everybody again, and everybody will be back to 100%. So
Yeah,
I
and
know
that's
a lot of guys I've been talking to. I try to keep in touch with certain guys on the roster, and everybody's hating sitting at home, but they're also loving the time off so they can heal up those bumps and scrapes and scratches they've collected over the years, me included. So,
Ted. When is the academy going to start up again? Man, that's one of the worst parts about this whole thing. Colucci and I were at the school every week, usually 2 days a week at a minimum, and now it's been for the last 2 months. It's been none, and
so
who knows?
Academy will probably start up before we have shows. That's a given because we don't have that many people. Um, oh, but yeah, it's like everything else. Behind the scenes, I'm trying to figure out with Matt, our awesome producer. Thanks again today, Matt. You're the
Matt?
best.
Who's Matt?
Matt Stein.
There you go.
Sorry, but we've been talking about doing some stuff, so I can do some live things like this for just my students, so they're still engaged in learning. They can't take bumps at home on the floor, but they can learn psychology and things like that. And I'm sure they all have a billion questions. Any of my students watching right now, if you don't have questions, start making some, because we're talking on Wednesday.
Speaking of questions, you guys, do you have any more before we wrap this all up? We'd love to hear them. Jason Davis, if you're still watching, you always have the inside baseball kind of questions that we love as well. Ask away. We have time for a couple more. But guys, this is seeing the feedback already. I think we're going to stick with this format, with the couple match format. Get a couple of guests on here as well with us. Bogger he literally just got off work, and he logged right on, which is awesome. Thank you very much for doing that.
Oh, thanks for having me.
It's always fun. Oh, Kimmy, do we have replica titles? No, we don't. Our titles cost way too much money as is, so it would be crazy to buy replicas of them. It would be awesome. It would be amazing, but it's not feasible with the current system.
Yeah, we have talked about maybe doing some sort of T-shirt or collector cup or something with the titles.
I
So
wanted a
there's
pin. I wanted a pin set, guys. I wanted a limit of 50 pins, one of each title, and I was outvoted, unfortunately. So if you guys want this limited edition pin set, let us know.
He's leveraging it.
I'm telling them. But there's only going to be 50. 50, and that's it. And once they're gone, they're gone.
Thank you for that. Thanks for that question, Kimmy, because we're constantly trying to find ways to brand stuff or give fans cool merchandise that they like. And I'm not artistic, good at punching people really hard. Dylan is funny. He's not particularly artistic either. Weimer is a little, but he's a busy guy too. So, and we all kind of have different tastes and things, so we clash on stuff when it comes to certain stuff. So, I love that Avalon keeps just putting
Avalon.
over Bobby Eaton things.
So I know
Just
so
random.
there's a story here, and I'll give you a little behind the scenes little story here. Avalon, Colucci, and I were on the road. And I don't even know where it was, but
Indiana.
Indiana. We're on the road, and Bobby Eaton, wrestling legend, was in the bar, and Colucci and Avalon, as far as I remember, they asked me, "Aren't you going to buy Bobby Eaton a beer?" And I proceeded to
No,
say,
it-
"No."
Yeah.
And I proceeded to say, "No, I'm not going to buy Bobby Eaton a beer. How many WrestleManias has he been on?"
Jesus.
And
Yeah,
this
and then it was
was
then it was
mind blowing to them
which
that
one
I
is
wouldn't buy
Eaton?
Bobby Eaton a beer.
You didn't even know which guy it was
No,
in the bar.
I don't know Bobby Eaton. I don't.
He wouldn't buy us a
know.
beer.
Right.
No, exactly. So I'm not gonna buy Bobby Eaton a beer. Bobby Eaton's
Beers are
making money.
$4. I'm not spending $4 on you guys.
But no, guys, it's like it's. I don't, and I don't watch old wrestling. Bender and Avalon do watch old wrestling, so they know Bobby Eaton. I know of Bobby Eaton. I don't know. If it would have been like Molly Holly or like Maven. If Maven would have been in the bar, he would have had beers brought all night for him.
The word.
Or like Rico, I would have had a bar tab just for Rico.
Yeah.
That would have been.
To put this in perspective, Dylan's favorite wrestler of all time is the Ultimate Warrior. My favorite wrestler of all time is Ric Flair. I'm not sure who Avalon's is, but it might be Bobby Eaton. So Dylan refuses to buy Bobby Eaton a beer. We basically force him to buy Bobby Eaton 2 beers.
This is the best.
He takes it. He takes his beer. He slams it, puts it down, waves, hey, thanks, slams the other one, and puts it down. It was 8 seconds he was in the bar and left.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
I bought him his only damn
day.
beers.
Yeah.
2 beers, done. And then he left. Didn't come over and say, "Hey, Hornswoggle, thank you for the beers." No, he
was
left.
probably like, "It was nice of Wee Man to buy me 2 beers."
Right.
Man, that was the quote. Avalon just messaged it. That was the quote of the weekend: is if Bobby Eaton's in the bar, you buy him a damn beer. And that was. I have the picture. I'll post the picture. I have it, a picture of the 3 of us in front of the typical hillbilly sign of live pro wrestling, and I believe one of the words is spelled wrong on it.
I forgot that we took that. Yeah.
We took it. I'm gonna find it now, and that'll be maybe this one's like special picture from the live stream.
Yeah.
And they were Bud Heavies. That's the other thing. They were Bud Heavies.
I don't know why Bud Heavies popped me so.
It made me so mad. No one drinks Bud Heavies.
I've never heard him called that. That's great.
You know who does? Bobby Eaton.
Bobby Eaton loves Bud Heavies. Well, guys, that's all from us. I think Dynasty Blue will definitely do a couple polls, whether it be for merch, whether it be for merch or for upcoming. It's gonna happen.
Yeah.
So thank you guys again. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everybody.
Nunzio also loves his Bud Heavies too.
Yeah.
And he drank so many at Slade's after that show. He came up to me all night. "Oh, I like this place. Nice place." But guys, check us out on prowrestlingtees.com/ACW Wisconsin. That would be awesome if you could. Tell your friends about our YouTube channel, please. Subscribe, hit the bell icon, let people know what we're doing, what we're having fun with. And that's it for me. Matt, thank you. Everyone, thank you to Matt Stein once again. Thank you very much once again. Guys, thank you so much for joining us. That is